A shocking revelation about Robin Williams just days after his suicide. He was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's. His wife, Susan Schneider, released a statement today saying in part, "It is our hope in the wake of Robin's tragic passing that others will find the strength to seek the care and support they need to treat whatever battles they're facing so they may feel less afraid." Joining me now to talk more about this, Pamela Atwood from Hebrew Healthcare. Pamela, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure, Carrie Lee. Thanks.
Let's start first of all with what exactly Parkinson's is. What are some early symptoms of the disease?
Most people are familiar with the symptoms like the tremors, especially in the hands and the legs. It can be a lot of different symptoms, though. They can have problems with their gastrointestinal issues. They can have speech problems. They can have different gait problems where they're walking too quickly as if their feet can't quite catch up to their body movements. So there are lots of different symptoms, and for everybody, they're pretty different. But the most common symptom is the essential tremor that can happen.
How common is suicide after a diagnosis?
It's not that common, but depression is. Actually, there was a study released 2 years ago that showed 50% of people with Parkinson's disease have depression. And while certainly that means 50% don't, the dopamine that's affected with Parkinson's disease is obviously, you know, part of your body's and your brain's feel good, feel bad center. So it's very much a disease that is potentially prone for depression.
Now, what about help? What about support groups? What kind of groups do we have available here in Connecticut?
I actually facilitate a support group that meets in West Hartford once a month. There are wonderful support groups that are available. The Connecticut chapter of the American Parkinson's Disease Association has grown exponentially in the last year from 6 support groups statewide to 22.
Wow. So what do you attribute that to? Why do you think they've grown so much?
Awareness. It really is awareness. There's an estimated 1 to 1.5 million Americans with Parkinson's, 6,000 of them right here in our state, and with support and information, people are finding ways to live with this disease, and it's a chronic condition. We've got to find a way to live with it.
And you can live actually a long time with it. I was speaking with someone today who lives with Parkinson's. He said, chances are I'll die of something else before I die of Parkinson's.
That's right, and what's important is that people find out about help. There are Medicare-approved therapies for physical therapy and speech therapy. We offer them at Hebrew Healthcare as well as other sites throughout central Connecticut. There are also there's surgery, there's deep brain stimulation surgery, and there are a lot of programs and services and supports that can help people feel like they're fighting back. We have our Optimism Walk, which will be actually in October down in Westport. We're hoping to have one in May in West Hartford, and maybe NBC30 can help us with that. But it's a very important message to get out there, not just because of the passing of Mr. Williams, but obviously so many people who suffer with these conditions and need to have the support so that they can realize that there's still a quality of life out there.
We'd love to help you with the walk, and thank you so much for coming.
You.
A lot of really hopeful information there, Pamela. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Now, if you'd like to read more of the statement from Rob